Alright, we're live. It's been a while. It's been a long time. But I'm back. Just random live stream. Because I feel like it's Sunday morning. Nobody's here. Got nothing to do. So, yeah. We're gonna do a live stream. What have I been up to? I've had vacation. Like beginning of July, end of June. So that was a lot of fun. So, yeah, took my time, relaxed, enjoying the summer. Yeah, so it's been a fun time going to France, seeing family. So, yeah. Let's see. Hey, Biduk, how are you? Yeah, so yeah, it's fine. I understood what you meant. Um, oh yeah, good evening. That's right. For some people, it's the evening. Um, yeah. So yeah, I've been enjoying my time off, not doing cloud, not doing technology. Been creating some resin art. Um, it's good sometimes to just step away um, from your job. Hey, Boris. It's good to step away from your job and actually get your mind to do something else than technology, especially when you do technology 24/7. Well, not 24/7, your whole work day, let's say. So yeah, been fun. Been trying to do a Halloween line of earrings. It's not great, but it's okay. Let's see if I can make it work. Like it's... There you go. It's glow in the dark. Ça va très bien et toi? Yeah, it's fine. No worries. No worries. It's funny because on this app, I'm trying a new app for streaming. I see the comments on the video right here before I see them in the actual chat part. it's it's interesting. I'm like, I see a new comment, then I see another new comment, and I'm like, what's happening here? So that's what's happening. Yeah, getting back to work is tough after vacation, and yeah, I've had a lot of cloud stuff to do at work. The We're implementing enterprise scale architecture from Microsoft. No delay. No. Yeah, there's a huge delay. Like I see your comment right now, and now it just showed up. So it's weird. The delay is off. It's weird, but anyway, yeah. So been implementing enterprise scale at work. It's it's tough. It's really tough. Like this is really like when you do cloud on your own, it's really baby stuff compared to this putting together a full data warehouse application. Um, it's it's complicated. I usually don't put in tickets with Microsoft, but I've had to put a few tickets in. Just um, it's different when you do everything in a private environment, right? Because when we do our enterprise scale, it's all behind private networks and VNets and all that stuff. There's no public facing interface, so we have to worry about firewall rules, DNS, all that stuff, and working with private endpoints. And it's been difficult. It's been challenging, but it's been fun. I'm probably going to do a video about enterprise scale and data landing zone because that's what we're implementing. But I'm not gonna do what Puma is actually doing because trade secrets and all. Not really trade secrets. We make shoes. The cloud architecture is not really trade secret, but Um, just to show you guys what it would take and what it takes to implement real production cloud. Um, yeah, I wasn't ready for this, to be completely honest. It's weird. It looks like the chat is no longer showing up. Yeah, well, whatever. Um, yeah, to be completely honest, it's very difficult, but it's fun. You know, that's what I got into cloud to do, um, and so it's fun to be able to do real cloud as opposed to what I would call baby cloud. You know, the cloud projects that you do on your own because, well, obviously you can't afford like a $1,000 a month subscription. So, but yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of work. It's been whack-a-mole. Um, that's one thing I hate about IT is the when you get into whack-a-mole um, thing where you fix a problem, then you have another one that comes up, and then you have another one that comes up. So yeah, it's it's been a lot of fun work, but yeah, I have videos planned. I'm gonna do more videos, but it's it's not necessarily easy to come up with ideas and record them and film it. I have a video that I did that I wanted to do for Monday, but I didn't realize I recorded 40 minutes worth of content, and it's hard to cut it down. Cutting content down is very difficult. So, uh, so I suppose you are doing some kind of data engineering work, like you said, data warehouse. Yeah, yeah. So we're doing right now. The work I'm doing is I'm trying to implement the Azure machine learning studio. It's it has a lot of components in it, and it's not all working great. I've actually done our cost predictions for the next year using machine learning. So it's fun, but the difficulty is we have a lot of offices around the world, and everybody is at different levels of need for that cloud infrastructure. And the North America region, which I work for, is not ready for it. Like we have a need, but we're not ready to migrate from on-premise to the cloud architecture. So, in order to keep that knowledge, in order to be able to do it, I'm doing data science work. I am working with machine learning, and I'm writing code. I'm gonna move data. I'm doing all the automation, so that I can actually have, we can actually have that knowledge in North America to on how to use that so that when we need it, we're ready to go. So, yeah. And actually, my title is Cloud and Data Engineer. So, in theory, I'm supposed to do both cloud and data engineering. So that's good. But I miss working with machine learning. Machine learning is a fun field. But yeah, so yeah. And yes, Boris, I miss you too. I miss doing videos and doing YouTube a lot. It's a lot of work. Time is difficult. It's difficult to find time and do this and all that stuff. So I'm gonna at least try to do more live streams. Now that I'm back, I have a better setup. I'm trying to get rid of all the stuff. Like, okay, this is difficult. Like here and here, like try to get that background because that's where I do all my resin. And so it's been very difficult to do a video because I have to clear the background every time. So I am working on setting up the office in a way that I can actually do whatchamacallit. I can actually record videos more easily. So I bought another desk. I set up another desk right here to my left where I can do all the work. I have the 3D printer. Let's see if we can shows it's a lot of mess, but like, so right here, resin work, 3D printer, fireproof cage, and yeah. So trying to set all that up so that it's good. Can I highlight comments? I need to figure out how Streamlabs work. Yeah, it's not easy to do data science work. It's a different way of thinking. So it's been interesting, and but it's fun. I used to do data science. I used to do data analysis. I was in college. If you've seen my video, I studied physics, so I did some high energy physics. Particle colliders work in college. So it's doing more stuff. Okay. I've done particle physics work analysis, so I'm used to that, right? But it's just getting back in the mindset of data and documenting and analyzing data. So, but it's fun. It's very rewarding. I love it. Yeah. No. Because who else can write a neural net with PowerShell on stream? Caroline can. I'm sure other people can do it. Neural network is not that complicated an algorithm. I find that the thing I love, my type of algorithm, my favorite algorithms are biomimicry algorithm, and I find that they're like so much simpler to write, right? So biomimicry is basically mimicking biology. And it's very like, I don't know, I just find biomimicry is my world. I remember I was doing a graduate level data structure and algorithms when I used to work at Tufts University, because when you work for a university you can take classes for free. So I took a graduate level class and we're like, oh, implement an algorithm and present it, and I did ant colony algorithm. That was very fun. Yeah. No, it's like I don't know what Biduk, what you mean by how do I bring up, I don't know what I'm doing. Trying to bring up chats, like messages. I don't know. I can't bring up messages. Anyway, it must be exhausting. Biduk, I don't know what you mean by that. What you're talking about, but yeah, it's not. It's different. The funny thing about the way Puma works, where I work, is that there are cycles. So there are times at work where I'm bored out of my mind. I have nothing to do. But then I have no time to do anything. It's that's frustrating. I love my job, but then sometimes it's like, oh my god, there's this one thing after another, after another, after another. And right now that's where I'm at. I'm at the one thing after another, after another, after another. Which is good because it forces me to offload some of my work. And I'm really, really, really hoping that at some point, either the end of this year or next year, we'll hire somebody else to do cloud with me in North America. So hopefully I can offer the opportunity to somebody to do some cloud computing work with me at Puma. I don't know how that work is going to work, but I'm really hoping that it will happen. Yeah, it is fascinating stuff. Machine learning is it's fascinating. What does this do? Interact chat box. I don't know what is happening. I'm still figuring out how this whole thing works, this software. Um, but yeah. Um, what else? What else? Yeah, I have one video that I'm gonna try to film this afternoon. I'm currently learning basic data engineering, and my aim is to transition into cloud data engineering. And you are one of the few YouTubers doing something like that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, cloud data engineering and regular data engineering is, I guess, more or less the same. I think it really depends by what you mean by cloud data engineering. But the cool thing about cloud data engineering is that now you have to worry about cloud stuff. Um, you have to worry about how much money you spend on things and how long things are going to run and how much resources you need and when you need them. If you look at a product like Snowflake, I'm disappointed we didn't get Snowflake, but at the same time, I'm happy that we don't have Snowflake because I get to do this thing myself. But a product like Snowflake allows you to scale your data warehouse um, based on the query, right? In the middle of a query, you can actually scale up and down the resources you need. Um, I hope we'll get to that. Other products will give you that opportunity, but yeah, cloud data engineering is fun. Um, it's it's tough. It's tough. The monitoring the costs is always my number one thing. It's funny because it's the thing I say all the time, but it truly is the one thing I do every morning. I log into Azure, I look at the costs, and I make sure that we're all on track. So, yeah. When you do cloud data engineering, any cloud, in theory, you look at the costs. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I'm recording a video this afternoon. Hopefully. Hopefully, I'll be able to edit one of those two videos I have for tomorrow because I'd like to publish things on the Monday schedule again. I used to have a nice groove at some point. I started with a nice groove, and then it just got out of hands and stopped with the groove. So I need to get back into it. If anybody has suggestions on content you want me to film, let me know. It's very appreciated. It's tough. YouTube is a tough journey. I'm trying to do TikTok too, but TikTok is even tougher. So yeah, hope everybody had a good week. Hopefully everybody's either is having or had a good weekend too. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what I feel like doing. The question is, do people want to see it? My bachelor was accounting, so should help me with yeah. The thing I find in IT that's useful, IT is such an interesting field, is because it's one of those fields where most people don't have a degree in IT. It's like, do you have a degree? Have you done something in your life? Okay, you can be in IT. So yeah, it's funny. ServiceNow is giving free certification and learning till 31st of August. I want ServiceNow, but everybody keeps saying it's too expensive. ServiceNow is awesome. I love it. But yeah, IT is one of those fields where everybody's got a different thing. Like I have a degree in physics. The person who hired me in IT, my first job in IT, had a degree in biology. The person who replaced him had a degree in anthropology. Just had coworkers who had degrees in computer science, mechanical engineering, just anything random. Yeah. ServiceNow certification. I'm trying to find the site. Yeah. I can't find the vouchers. Is there a setting for the chat box to keep it a little bit more? Alright, Fundamentals Plus. Alright, let's see if I can sign into chat. Open web browser. Got it. I found this link. That's what I found. Is that it? So. Yeah, we're excited. There you go. Certified System Administrator. Cool. Yeah, that's good to know. Thank you, Biduk. I appreciate it. Free stuff is good. This is fun. I like this software much better. I used to have StreamYard, but this Streamlabs desktop is so much better. Plus, I have a Stream Deck, so now I can do. It can be like BRB. I'm here. All right, so what is everybody else up to? Any fun plans for the rest of the summer? Yeah, I know, right? I love this transition. I love this thing. I can just be like, let's share the screen. This is fun. That's something I've really wanted to have since I started doing some live streaming, like just the ability to easily like change. Because every time I with the other one, I have to like click and share, and it doesn't work, and it's not always the way I want it to be. So I'm working on customizing this. I accidentally went live yesterday for like 2 seconds because I was trying things. I was like, what is that button? And yeah, it just goes live. But yeah, if this works for people, if this works for me, that's my new software going forward. It fades the volume too. Cool. I'm gonna have to watch it back. It's and I like having the little chat here because I can look at myself. The only problem is I wish it was on my camera, so I could see the chat on my camera and I can actually read as it happens and look at you guys as opposed to look at my screen on the right. But it looks like it's also a little bit delayed. hopefully the mic and my face are in sync. But yeah, yeah. So for me, the rest of this summer is gonna be preparing stuff, handing things off to coworkers. Uh, I'm gonna be going to Germany for 2 months soon. Working in Germany for 2 months. So, what kind of camera do I have? I have an iPhone. I have an old iPhone uh, that I used to have for work, and that is now it's a iPhone 10s or whatever. Um, so yeah, but it's great that's all I use. I used my iPhone's camera. Um, Even my videos 100% is shot on the iPhone. Um, I don't need much more, honestly. I keep trying to find a nice camera, but this is always 4K, 60 frame per second, 4K HDR. So I can't find a similar quality camera for for cheap, for less than like a couple $100, unless I go to a GoPro. But at the same time, it's like I don't really want to. Um, the good thing I have with this is that everything is synced with iCloud. So I do my videos, go to bed the next day. It's all like available online. It's all backed up. I don't have to worry about anything. Um, and yet, no, when I'm not leaving you again. Um, I'm still. I'm honestly. I think that me going to Germany is going to actually make it easier for me to do videos and do YouTube, because it I'm not gonna have anything to do in Germany, right? I don't have to do anything with my family, um, so no practice, no extra stuff to do on the side. So I'm gonna try to actually get into a groove of doing things. So I'm leaving the country, not leaving um, the content, because that's what I want to do. Um, Yep. And yeah, those iPhone cameras are pretty great. Like, what is it, $1,100-$1,200 for a device that I use like every day. It's expensive, but I use it every day. It has great quality. So yeah, that's. I don't know when I am going to actually buy a camera. Um, I don't even think I will ever buy a camera. Also have like microphones. The microphone is really the thing I invest in, because I have a lapel mic for my videos, so I can. It's a wireless one, so I can be anywhere in the room and have good quality sound. So yeah, and no, you're not selfish. I want to do content, and I want be. No, 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 no. We don't jump on the wet resin. I want to do content. So yeah. Um, it's okay. I don't know if you can hear the cat. I personally returned from vacation 10 days ago, and no movement for the next 3 months. And the heat here is currently unbearable. Yeah. This cat is gonna. Yeah. It's hot here too. That's why I'm just wearing like a sports bra. It's too like in my office under the roof. Um, hot air rises, so I'm hot in here, but it's fine. No, no, no. Oh my god, this cat. Look at her. Look at that. It shows that you're definitely in tech. Good, I guess. I am. This is my work laptop over there. I don't know if anybody else does that, but like right here, it's stuff right here. That's how I store my work laptop. Um, it what was I gonna say? I've had work laptops actually break on me because of heat, I just leave them on like 24/7, these laptops, and I RDP into them. And if you break that laptop, I'm gonna murder you. Swear to God. Um, yeah. So yeah, I've had laptops break, so I just put them like this, and so they're not breaking. The cats are now up here. Sorry, Boris, the dogs can't make it up here anymore. They've used my office as a bathroom once too many times. So yeah, they're not allowed up here anymore. But yeah, the heat nowadays is crazy. I'm gonna have a heart attack on the live stream with these cats. All right, you know what? I'm actually gonna use the BRB button, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna handle the cats destroying everything. All right, a little bit less destruction. Ah, these cats. All right. If my eye swells like last time, I don't know if people were on the live stream. The time this happened, I touched my eye. I touched my cat, then I touched my eye, and I had like extremely puffy eye. So if that happens, it's because I just touched my cat. Life. Cats are like junior cloud engineers, given full access to a tenant. Yes, exactly. Oh my god, this whole access in the cloud is just freaking me out right now. That's something I'm working on. Just the permissions that some services require is just terrifying. Like, some services are like, oh, you need owner access to this. It's like, do I? Do I need owner access to a resource? Like that seems a bit overkill. Uh, so yeah. I do need to start my live streams again about certifications. I do want to do the cloud security one. Yes, it's very granular, but at the same time, sometimes it's very uh, counterintuitive. Um, oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's like why do you need such permissions? Like, I wish that services that um, have a web-based interface had their own access control inside the interface and not on the Azure tenant. Um, I don't want people to look at Azure. I don't want people to even know that Azure exists. I just want them to use the services as if they were just regular services. But a lot of things that Microsoft does require you to know that Azure exists and have access to it. Oh, yeah, but that's the problem. Go with least permissions. That's how you're supposed to do it, and that's how you do it. But they require um, permissions that would grant you access to certain things in Azure that you don't necessarily want to grant access to. It's a painful process. I've it's it's the typical security topic where you have to balance security with usability, right? Um, and 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 long-term maintenance. Because yes, I could go with least permissions and create custom roles to make sure they only have access to what they need. But then the problem is when you get to enterprise, um, when it comes to enterprise, you have to maintain all this. You have to maintain these custom permissions on like um, all the resources. Do external cloud certifications work when it comes to applying for a job? Uh, Honestly, the difficulty is really where are you now, and where do you plan on going, right? Certifications without experience, I'm not sure that it helps too much. Um, I think having any certifications in the cloud should be good for. So if we talk about the theoretical of you have a certification and it shows that you know your thing. Um, if this is how an employer sees you, then it doesn't matter what certification you have. Um, so the cloud, a lot of the concepts, apply um, to all the clouds, but some employers may need you to actually have that one specific cloud. So it's a difficult thing to answer. It really depends on the employer. For me, if I was hiring somebody um, for Azure, if I hire a junior one, if I hire a junior person, I will assume that they don't have the knowledge um, that is needed to do the job, right? Junior cloud engineer. It's my assumption. So having a certification, I would count that as somebody who's willing to learn, and it would not matter, right? So you drink soda weird. Yes. Anyway, okay. So I thought Azure's interface was better. It is. It is. I will still maintain that, even though people said no, I like AWS. But just because it's better doesn't mean it's perfect, right? And like Boris mentioned, resource groups are amazing. Oh my god. Um, Resource groups are a godsend. I don't. I like the one thing I like about Azure. Let me tell you, and I haven't touched AWS in a while, is that you can see all your resources in the subscription in one go. Maybe I didn't use AWS properly, but I couldn't see that, right? You couldn't really see, like, you had your virtual machine, you have your are you crazy? Is everybody like now on me about how I drink? I drink soda well enough to have liquid in my stomach and not anywhere else, okay? But anyway, um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, the interface of Azure is definitely better. It's more user friendly. AWS is more developer friendly. Yeah, Boris, if we have a role open, I will definitely send it to you. Um, I don't know how Puma works with relocation. That being said, IT seems to be growing faster than we have space, so might be room to go in the office less and less. And why is everybody harping on my drinking? I drink however I want to drink, okay? But yeah, I'm really hoping I can hire somebody soon, um, That would be great. I'd love to have like a bigger team at work for cloud. No. Do you think that automation is gonna kill the jobs in cloud as well? No, automation is not gonna kill the vast majority of cloud of jobs. Um, so automation done well is supposed to allow you to focus on your job better. Um, but it's not meant to replace people. There's definitely lower hanging fruit than than cloud automation. Cloud automation is going to be something that cloud engineers are going to have to do, because you have to see that a production system is not a one size fits all. We at Puma keep requesting features from Microsoft because the way some of the things are done do not fit our needs. So definitely something you will have that will be part of a cloud engineer's job, and not something that will replace cloud engineers. All right. I'm currently learning Python and SQL, just understanding the basics, and then not sure whether to follow Azure path or otherwise to probably become a data engineer. I don't think that any cloud provider is better for data engineering, right? Data engineering is data engineering. If you want a job, if you want better odds to get a job, AWS is really a good one. But it's there's no real path that's better. I think what I will say for Azure is that if you want to focus on the data engineering side and not the administration and the development of your infrastructure, Azure is probably the best path to go, and allows you to focus more on the data engineering side. Okay. And when I don't know about DynamoDB, but what's the name? Cosmos DB, which is a serverless database in Azure, does have an SQL API, so you can do all this. You can have a database for yourself that you can run SQL queries against, and it doesn't actually really cost you much money to run it. Okay. Yeah, Rohit, you're welcome for the suggestions for the exam. I'm gonna try to take more exams myself, and I'm gonna try to make videos about them. I'm gonna try to get back to Saturday mornings, live streams about studying for certifications and things like that. So yeah. Your plans. Just making sure we addressed everything. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think if you really want to be a data engineer, I think you need to focus more on the data engineering side of things. Maybe do data visualizations. That might be a good way to show. Yeah, that's funny because as if that's very funny because I actually have a plan to make this video today. So great timing. Yeah, let me finish with that Animal one. Yeah, no, I think if your plan is really data engineering, then focus on data engineering. Cloud is gonna be helpful to give you infrastructure for you to work with, but focus on data engineering. Maybe do Tableau because Tableau is free. You can't store anything locally, but you can publish data visualizations, and you can get your own database to train yourself with queries and things like this. I don't know if you can actually run queries on the free Tableau version. Yeah. All right, I'm currently working in technical support, aspiring to work on cloud. Could you guide me with your experience, how to transition, exactly what helps? So, like I said, that was something I wanted um, to make a video about today. So, what I would say is yes, start your career in desktop support or technical support. It's great. Um, in order to transition from desktop support to cloud, you have to show interest, um, especially if you have an opportunity in your company to do cloud stuff. I would the first thing I would do is talk to your manager about it and see. Hopefully they're receptive. If they're not receptive, then that's gonna be a tough thing. But a good manager would be receptive to you wanting to learn about cloud. Try to work with the cloud team. If you know Gwen, GPS. Um, yeah, I don't have. I'll find her channel. But if you know Gwen, that's what she did. She started in help desk, and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna help the cloud team on the side. I'm gonna learn things, and that's how she got into transitioning to cloud. So that's what you need to do is get experience, work with other people. Um, I'm trying to find Gwen's channel. Everybody probably knows her, but just making sure that I share that with you. This is annoying. Okay. There you go. That's her channel. But yeah, so show interest, work with other teams, and that's how you can get out of your team. The goal is to grow. I see a lot of people growing out of technical support roles. Yeah, show interest, apply to places. Maybe cloud may not be the best start after technical support. Maybe you can go into more on-prem teams, just because that's all groups will have that. And once you are a sysadmin type of person, then moving to cloud will be much easier. Um, Definitely apply to jobs. Definitely apply to cloud jobs on a regular basis. And if you can get feedback on your interviews, even better. Just so you know where you need to improve. Do some projects so that you get your hands dirty and all that stuff. Certifications can help. I don't know to what extent, but it's possible. Yeah, okay. I hope I answered your questions. And Boris is gonna buy croissants, so not sure how that's going to work. I'll probably 3D print a croissant and just have it up every time, or maybe put it in the corner. Cloud and croissants is gonna be back. Okay. Maybe to decide between data entry. All right. Yeah, it's difficult to decide between cloud and data. It really depends what you want. You can have a role like mine where you do both. You know, I think if you're good, right, in my experience, if you're good and you're valuable to a company, or you make yourself valuable to a company, right, you don't have to be a genius or anything, companies will make room for you. And my role as cloud and data engineer actually came to be because I was like, you know what? I don't really want to do just pure cloud, and I don't really want to do pure data. I want to do a little bit of both because I do love data analysis and I love working with data. I love machine learning, and they were like, you know what? Have at it. The more the merrier, right? So That's what happened. That's how I got my job. But it's ultimately, it's just a job title. Um, Companies can just make those up, and certain companies make ridiculous job title like Cloud Ninja, right? You could have a Cloud Ninja job title because it's just a title. So if you have a good company, they will make a role for you that fits what you want. Yeah. Go with, yep. Go with your heart. Do what you love most. Yeah, it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard. Do what you want. So do what you love, and you will never work a day in your life. Type of thing. So. Okay. I did watch your video where you talked about how to get into your current role. How you got into your current role and in the cloud. Yeah. I don't remember which video that is. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm gonna do one about really how to get from help desk to into cloud. I think that a lot of people really want to go from no IT experience to cloud, but I really want to convince people that starting in help desk and being successful in help desk is actually going to be a good path towards being successful in cloud. So I really want to make that video. I will dive into cloud and you will see which specialty you tend to gravitate towards. Yes. There's so much in cloud, and it's such a young field that there's going to be even more. And yeah, it's just going to keep growing and keep growing very fast. So yeah. This is a fun chat. I've missed doing doing live chats, live streams. So it's fun to be back. This afternoon I have to edit videos. I hate editing videos. So much work. But yeah. Alright, so does anybody have any other questions? And yeah, you do got this, Adamo. Just persevere, right? Power through, and it will work out. So I'm getting a little bit tired. Like physically tired. Okay, which cloud platform would you prefer? AWS, GCP, or Azure? I mean, I will always go with Azure. Honestly, I feel like it's the most user-friendly one. It's GCP is not too bad. I think, and I'll probably keep repeating myself every time I talk about that. AWS is only the biggest one because AWS was the first real one, right? It only has adoption because people adopted it, and it grows on its own. Yeah, AWS is a bit oversaturated, and Azure will work best since most companies already have MSAD on-prem. Yep, exactly. If you have a Microsoft environment, just the identity part and Office 365 and all that stuff, it's that's why Microsoft wins. Google Cloud also. I'm very surprised that Amazon is actually winning in any way, shape, or form in the cloud space just because of identities and integration with identities. Um, the AWS really separates, like, you will have your identity somewhere outside AWS, and that's not fun to handle. Um, so yeah, go. If I had to rank them, I would say it's probably Azure, GCP, and then AWS. I know a lot of people in the cloud community will be upset at me for saying that, but yeah, I don't think AWS is that great. It's good for developers, right? It's made for people who want to start something from scratch, but it's not really made for enterprises who want to migrate to the cloud. So yeah. Oh, what happened here? Exactly that. I already thought about it, and everyone out there says go with AWS, but somehow Azure appeals to me. Yeah. No, Azure appeals to me too. It's it's fun to be in Azure, you know. Like I find that when I was doing development in AWS, it was just so much work. It was so difficult, and everything was just really focused on developers. And um, yeah, can we combine cloud and cybersecurity for learning as a course? Absolutely, absolutely, yes. It's like Boris just said. It's huge. People want that. Cybersecurity and cloud is a huge growing field because people are cybersecurity in cloud is huge because people can mess up very easily in cloud, right? You can create a a major hole in your cybersecurity infrastructure by just connecting something to the cloud. Um, is this like struggling to keep up? Um, like when you create something on premise, it's a lot harder to put a public IP address and have that system reachable from the outside. But when you create a virtual network connected to your on-premise network, and you create a VM that you forgot about that has a public IP address, because in Azure you can do that. Now your whole infrastructure is open to the internet. So creating policies, verifying that everything is configured properly, keeping up with patching, keeping up with all this stuff is a critical job in the cloud. And right now, at least for us at Puma, because it's a smaller cloud development that we're going into, we don't have a team dedicated to this. So it falls on me to do the cybersecurity for my group. Um, but as things grow, you're going to need somebody dedicated to cybersecurity in the cloud. So companies will need a cloud cybersecurity team because there's just so much, um, and and since it's made for, is the stream like slowing down, like getting out of sync? Because it looks like on my screen it looks out of sync. But yeah, there's going to be a need for cybersecurity, and there's this new field that's called DevSecOps, right? Development, security, and operations, right? And they keep adding stuff to that DevOps acronym. So, yeah, cybersecurity huge. Yeah, there's a lot of job will appear, and if you look at certifications, they basically, yeah, I don't know why. CPU is fine, streaming is fine. I'm gonna have to pull a cable. Actually, no, I'm gonna have to put a connect the switch. I have a cable up here. Um, all right, I have to improve the network. But yeah, yeah, if you look at certifications, it gives you an idea of what type of jobs in the cloud there are out there. Security is one of them, identity manager is one of them, DevOps and all that stuff. Mike, I want to go into cloud automation and work mainly with infrastructure as code. I don't have cloud experience. Should I focus cert first or go directly to Ansible, Jenkins, etc.? Um, hmm. If you don't have cloud experience, yes, I think for something like this, that's one of the rare cases I would recommend a certification. Um, yeah, do a certification with Terraform. Ansible and Jenkins are different type of infrastructure as code. Terraform is really the big one for infrastructure as code. Do some projects. Show that you have, do some deployments, right? And put that on GitHub. If really you want to focus on the infrastructure as code, showcase your code. Just treat it as a dev resume, right? So yeah. But yeah, the Terraform is free too, right? I don't know about Ansible and all that stuff. I don't know that they're free. Jenkins, I think, is not free. Or is it? No, it is free. Okay. I was wrong. Oh, plugin support. Okay. All right. AZ104 projects. Or you can go to Learn to Cloud that guide, right? That's what they have. Yeah, they will have projects in here. Forrest Brazil's book. Come on. Bibliography. Okay. Where's the best place to learn Terraform using AWS? Terraform. I feel like if you just go and look at the Terraform documentation and you try to deploy things in Terraform, that's really the best place to look. A lot of Terraform works they already work a lot on the AWS Terraform one, so it will be it will be a good place to start. They also have example repositories on the Terraform GitHub. Let me see if I can find that. GitHub. Yeah. So if you go on their GitHub, wait, am I looking at the right thing? Examples. Yeah. I'm trying to find the repository. There you go. I think that's good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, get a free cloud account and just start messing around. Yep. That's really the best place to start learning cloud. Just start messing around, get a free cloud account and just go for it. Yeah, deploy, break, troubleshoot, do it all over again. Make sure you look at your costs. So if there's one thing I think that people should learn when they start doing cloud, is knowing where to look at the costs, um, and looking at costs before deploying, because you will have some nice surprises. Even though your account is free, um, you will have some nasty surprises on the things that are not free. So, yeah. Terraform versus CloudFormation. I don't know CloudFormation. Terraform is not in AWS. That means that when you get a company that does Terraform and doesn't do if you learn Terraform, you can go to companies that manage cloud in other clouds, right? AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. But if you go into CloudFormation, even though CloudFormation can manage other clouds, you don't have. It's really more of an AWS thing. So yeah, yep. Cloud Learn to Cloud is interesting. I haven't looked at it in a while, but yeah, they've had some good things in there last time I looked. So yeah, yeah. Set up billing alerts in your cloud environments, or you will be charged a lot of money. So yeah, I'll probably do I want to do a video about managing costs in the cloud, especially in Azure, and using the pricing calculator, looking at costs, looking at what is using up, troubleshooting high costs from the Azure costs, and how to view things. So yeah. Come on, buddy. Yep, you can delete resource groups and done. Yeah, that's one thing I love about Azure too. Deleting the whole resource group is just it doesn't always work. It's not 100% foolproof, but it works. Can you talk about psychological factors while working for a job 10 hours and also preparing for a career transition? It really gets hectic. The video I'm struggling to edit right now is about mental health in tech, and how to not burn out, and how to look at tech influencers and not let them influence you too much into thinking that their way is the best. And yeah, it's a tough video. I'll either I'll edit it today and it will be the way it is, or I will add more stuff and I will touch on the whole transitioning. 10 hours a day is a lot. I feel like it's a lot. I work 8 hours a day. I find it exhausting already, so 10 hours is a difficult one. But what I would say is use your job for your career transition. Dedicate time on the job to transitioning your career. Dedicate time to learning new skills, especially if you are going from IT to IT, right? Your job should allow you to learn new things and allow you to spend time learning that new stuff. And if you have to do your job and then spending time outside of your job to learn new professional skills, that's difficult. So schedule time in your job to learn new things and maybe talk to your manager about learning new things and dedicating time to learning new things. Um, because you have to improve, right? Everybody has to improve at their job, and so having at least a couple hours a week um, to learn new things is a good strategy. Yeah, 10 hours is a lot. Yeah, yeah. That's my biggest. That's my biggest thing is that I was going to talk about, that I'm talking about in that video, is that you have to realize that a lot of people who do, like, especially influencers, right? Some people, it's they dedicate their time, they have time to do it during the day, right? Learning those new things and then coming to talk to you about it, right? um, I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, if you look at Gwen, for example, it is her job, right? It is her job to do cloud and learn new things and all that stuff. So it, it makes it easier, but that's something you have to keep in mind when you look at other people doing it. Okay. I am new to cloud career right now. I noticed the most focus on provisioning the services. How important is it for us to understand why we are using services and how the services work? Very important. Very, 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 very important. Because your job is going to grow as a cloud engineer, and if you don't know why you're using certain services, especially if you look at like EC2, right? EC2 is virtual machines. Why are you using those services? Do you need them? Do they fit the bill? Because virtual machines are extremely expensive, right? You use compute that you don't necessarily need. And your job as a cloud engineer is to make recommendations to the business to use less money. And so you will need to understand, all right, this falls under compute. And here are all my options for compute. And this is the advantage to each one of those. And when you deploy something, you have to understand, okay, what is the rationale behind using this type of compute versus this one? So for example, you're deploying, and since you're only saying like AWS thing, I'm going to say AWS thing. Let's say you're using EC2. Let me confirm that EC2 is virtual machine. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's a virtual machine. Okay. So if you have EC2, why did you go there? Maybe because you wanted like software to be installed and you don't have any other way, or you have code that runs that, but maybe you can migrate that code to a Lambda or a container or something like that, and you will reduce the cost and have better performance and all that stuff. So it is very important to understand why you're doing things, because even though your job is not to be an architect, your job is going to become being an architect. Bye, Boris. Thank you for being here. Yeah, you can all do this. Oops, I just messed up my microphone. See you next time. All right. I hope I answered your question. For example, how load balancers actually work in real technical details. No, and yes, that is important, how they actually work in real technical details, because that's where the tiers come in, right? Different pricing tiers have different ways of that they do load balancing. So you have to understand like the tiers and why they work a certain way and all that stuff. So yes, it's important to understand, and and also you have to be able to compare them to on-premise services sometimes. So yeah, I hope I answered your question. It was a little bit difficult, little roundabout. All right. Other than just pressing buttons, yeah, you should learn more than just pressing buttons. If you are a junior, press buttons. Don't, but do try to learn the surfaces. Okay, I'm having a hard time understanding why we are using certain services in my work, and how should I close the gap. I'm not certified yet. While studying for solutions architect help. Yes. Yes. So studying for certifications will help. Um, because it will really go into depth into the documentation about how certain services work and why you would use them for different things. Basic IT knowledge. I don't know if you're lacking basic IT knowledge. I think cloud is not basic IT knowledge. There's a lot that goes into that. Understanding, maybe not basic, but I would say fundamental, but not in a everybody should know that, but in here's how it works at a lower level, is useful. How the one thing I would recommend people do, for everyone in general, is think about how you would design the service, right? What would you use if you were AWS or you were Azure? How would you design the service to make it work? I know it's a weird thing to say because you don't know, but it gives you an insight about how they go about creating those services, what are the benefits to using the services, and all that stuff. So not lacking basic IT knowledge, but maybe not thinking about how these services come to be. How you bridge the gap. I think having a discussion with your architects, right? If you have an architect at work, asking them like, hey, can you explain to me this and why we're going about it this way? Why we're not using that other services? Sorry about the dogs. I'm very sorry. So yeah, that's how you bridge the gap. Maybe you're looking up the service itself. But ultimately, I think you have to understand the problem, right? You need to reverse engineer the solution, right? Oh, I'll be all right. I'll be back. 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah. So basically, I'm all over the place this morning. But what I would do is like, all right, work the problem yourself, right? You deployed EC2, you deployed load balancer, you deployed whatever. What was the problem? Why did you have this problem? What would be the solutions for this problem that are not the one you implemented, right? And now figure out why you didn't implement the other solutions. So why did you not implement EC2 to do the load balancing, right? Because EC2 is not really a networking thing. You will need a bigger virtual machine to actually have the load balancing done. Maybe it's on a different subnet or whatever. Try to reverse engineer the solution, and that will really help you understand why certain decisions are made, why certain services are being used. So yeah, try to reverse engineer the problem yourself and understand why certain services are used yourself. Hopefully that was helpful. Okay, I'm actually going to call it for today. My voice is dying. It's time for lunch. It was fun having all of you here. I'm going to definitely do this again. I had a lot of fun. And And yeah, I'll see you in another stream. And I hope you have a good week, good rest of your weekend, good rest of your day. All right.